Hey guys, so today I'm doing something a little different. If you haven't checked out my channel before, you definitely should. And like, comment, subscribe. I do a lot of stuff with my husband, even though he's so boring. No, I'm kidding. You should definitely check out those videos. But yeah, I decided to do a review over Beyonce's Homecoming documentary that she uploaded onto Netflix yesterday. It will be yesterday if I end up editing and uploading my video today. So yeah, and I honestly wasn't expecting it to come up yesterday. I did not know it was coming out yesterday. It just popped up on my You Should Watch and I was like, you are right, Netflix, I should watch this. There's 3 reasons why I really want to go over this. One, because I'm a film major and have yet applied that major and the $45,000 it costs to get that major in my life other than on YouTube. Secondly, it's Beyonce. Thirdly, I felt like this documentary was so tasteful. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. I honestly didn't know what to expect, to be honest. And I think that it met any and every expectation that I could have had, especially since it's Beyonce and you just expect the best quality and quantity wise. I did not realize it was going to be 2.5 hours of content, and I loved it. But the first thing I want to say is that I cried like 4 or 5 times while watching this. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not saying that just to say it. I literally cried 4 or 5 times that I can remember. And it was because I felt like this documentary was very needed. I feel like documentaries like this are constantly needed, but especially right now, given the racial tensions going on, not only in the States, but everywhere, and like Black people feeling like they're being targeted or they're feeling like their culture isn't being, you know, put on a pedestal or recognized in the way that it should. Because, and this is something that I've noticed not only in, you know, American mainstream music, but even overseas, that they take a lot from Black culture and don't give it the recognition that it deserves. With Beyonce not only being the first African American woman to headline Coachella, which, side note, and she mentions this too, but I just want to, you know, stress this even more, that is ridiculous. It's 2019, she did in 2018. That is crazy to me that she was the first. Like, I think it's amazing and I feel like she definitely deserves to have a title like that, but there are so many other Black females in the music industry that should have headlined that should have headlined Coachella. Like, I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not. But I will say that I felt like the way that Beyonce showed her talents along with the talents of the people that helped put this together, because it's like one thing if it's just the artist. You're like, okay, I'm gonna see the artist, they did a great job, but it's not just artists. And she says this in the documentary too, it literally takes a village to do stuff like this. And she gave her village the recognition and the light that they needed. So, you know, you had the dancers. The dancers had their own little thing when Beyonce wasn't on stage and the focus was put on them. The band, yeah, because she had a whole band behind her because it was homecoming. It was Beyonce's homecoming. And she gave the band like their own individual time to shine, to show their talents, to do them, be them. And she had some characters up on that stage. I loved when she had the bugaboos, the boy dancers, and they like stepped up, said their name, and did their own little step. Like, I love that. Speaking of which, I love stepping. Like, I hated football games. I didn't really care for them, but because I got in for free, I might go in until halftime and then leave. But one of my favorite things about Homecoming was the stepping, like the step shows that the sororities and fraternities did. And I feel like that culture is so rich in not only dancing, but in history and like the AKAs and the Deltas and all those people. Like, there's so much rich history in that I feel like doesn't get recognized in the way that it should. And she pretty much just made stepping classy. Like, and I feel like a lot of people don't associate or don't even think about stepping in the way that it is and how it has contributed to dancing as an art. And I love what she did, and she intentionally did this, was she made sure that in the documentary you could hear the steps, you could feel the steps, because the stepping looks cool, but the main thing about stepping is you get to feel the unison, you get to feel the rhythm. It's like its own story in a sense. And there's so much that I can honestly say about this documentary, and I did not write things down, which I should have. I literally just finished it like 15 minutes ago, lost the remote, spent 15 minutes looking for the remote, then sat here and was like, screw it, I'm gonna just sit here. So the first thing that comes to mind is like me crying, because I do not cry when I watch movies. I do not. I only cry if it's about puppies or little kids living their dreams. Like, that is when I cry. But she made me cry. And one of the first things that really like got me teary-eyed was one of the dancers, like it was during like the cut in between the performances, and they were doing the practices, and one of the dancers, you can't even see what she was watching, but it was just her emotion, and she was like like she was getting into it, she was feeling it, and I could like feel how emotional she was in that moment, and it was amazing. Like, something that I love, because I feel like, that was my dog, I feel like I don't see this enough, because I grew up in a very small town. I went to a very southern school. By that, no, not even country. I went to a country ass school. Just to a few examples of how I know it was a country ass school. We had Future Farmers of America week, in which people could drive their tractors to school and park it out front. And then we had bring your own farm animal to school day. Yeah, that was a thing. People actually brought their farm animals to school, and we had it in the little FFA garage or whatever, and you could go through and see all the farm animals. Like, that's the kind of school I went to. And so I never really got to see black people supporting other black people in a way that I felt was strong enough. And I'm sure other people feel this way too. And this isn't me like going in on the few black people that went to my school, but it's kind of like we didn't have enough of a community there. And in Beyonce's documentary, it is like a community. It feels like just one big old fraternity or sorority. Like, it just feels like they are their own unit. And that was beautiful to see. That's something that I wish I had done when I went to college. I wish I had pledged to a sorority. It's just I never saw myself in one, and I wish I had taken the opportunity, got out of my comfort zone, and was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it for the culture. And also, the school that I went to, I felt like the sororities and fraternities there weren't very present. It's like, if I wanted to be a part of them, I would have literally had to hunt them down and find where they are. Another part that I did not expect, especially coming from someone like Beyonce, who's very, you know, under the radar with her personal life, is like anything, and a lot of things that are covered about her is coming from news outlets, or so-and-so who's friends with so-and-so, who's friends with the maid, who's friends with this person, said that Beyonce, is like that kind of thing. And it's very few times where Beyonce herself will just open up and be completely honest in the moment that everyone expects her to. Like, they're like, oh, you're pregnant? Tell us it immediately. Show us the ultrasound. We want to see your belly to make sure that you are pregnant, which was a thing when she was pregnant with Blue Ivy. People thought she wasn't really pregnant. Anyway. Hey! I'm trying to talk about Beyonce. Will y'all stop? Gotta get the last word just like their mama. But anyway, where was I? So yeah, she added a lot of like personal clips into that documentary, showing her family, showing the twins, which I feel like a lot of people haven't seen a lot of. It was one thing to know she had twins. It was another to actually see her be a mom, which I think is something a lot of people have not seen in general. It's just her being a mom. We know her as the icon. We know her as the dancer, the singer, the entrepreneur, the just mogul that she is. And we don't really get to see her as a mom. She really talked about her struggles with going through pregnancy and trying to lose all that weight, which she said in order to lose a bunch of weight to get ready for this, she stopped eating carbs, sugars, meat, dairy, and she named so much stuff. I'm like, at what point, like, what did you eat? I'm on the keto diet right now, and I feel like there is nothing for me to eat. So what in the world was she eating? It worked for her because her body just got back. She got that body back, and she did so much in those 2 shows. Yeah, she did twice. She did it twice. She did so much I was out of breath watching her. Like, I don't think, I'm 23, I am 23 years old and I am not in that kind of shape. No way, shape, or form. Not gonna happen. I will pass out after the first song. If I get through the first song, I am passing out. No way. I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Beyonce's so overrated. Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce. But also like, Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce. She killed that. And not only from the music and the dancing, which was incredible, but just the whole representation. Because I feel like there is not enough representation of Black women in mainstream media. And I feel like she is a good person. I feel like she represents something bigger than herself. She recognizes that. She recognizes the impact that she has, and that she has a platform where people will listen. She has a platform where she can go on Coachella's main stage and put how Black women aren't, you know, respected enough, that they are mistreated, and that, you know, say all these socially woke things on that stage, and people are still bobbing with her, and they're not trying to get political with her or like booing her or getting in their feelings about stuff. They have to listen to it because they love her. And she knows that she has not only a bunch of Black fans, she has a bunch of white fans who may not recognize her as being a part of the Black community, because I feel like that has been just, people kind of push that to the side or choose not to. I don't know. But speaking of representation, like, for instance, I was so supportive of Doc McStuffins because she was a little Black girl, animated Black girl on Disney Channel. There are definitely not enough of Doc McStuffins on mainstream media, especially kids shows where kids are growing up and they need to feel represented. I'm not just talking about Black women. I'm talking about Asian men and Asian women and all those people that feel like they aren't being shown and represented in a proper light. And honestly, I could go on for days about it and just ramble and ramble and ramble, but I'm not going to. Back to the documentary. I loved it. Again, if you have not seen it, you should watch it. I hope I got everything out that I wanted to. Again, this was 2.5 hours long with Beyonce. There's so much that I can say, but I am not going to make this video 20-something minutes, 30-something minutes. I sure hope not. We'll see how this ends up going. Another note, I was not expecting her to do as many songs as she did. Like, she performed a lot of her songs. I think she probably got a song for every single album she has ever been on. Like, it was so many different songs. Like, one thing I knew was gonna happen. I knew Jay-Z was gonna come out. Jay-Z's always there. Always there, supporting his lady, but also because he's featuring on a lot of her songs. But yeah, he was there. No surprise. I was a little shocked that Destiny's Child was there. I was not expecting them to be there, but also I was. Like, it was kind of like if they didn't show up, I wouldn't have been surprised. But since they did, I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, that's great. Just showing how much she is literally sharing this stage. It's not just her stage. It's her, the orchestra, the drum line, the dancers, and then all the people that from her past that made her the person that she is, including her sister, who I did not expect to show up. And I don't know how long she's been blonde. I have no clue, but when she popped up on that stage, I didn't really hear who Beyonce was introducing, but she popped up on there with her blonde hair, and I was like, who the hell is this? Working her little ass off. And it was her sister, blonde hair and all. And I didn't know her sister could dance like that. I didn't know she could dance like that. Like, she's like one of those girls you take to the club, she get a little drunk, and she get all nasty on the floor. That's the kind of dancing she was doing in that documentary. She was throwing every limb everywhere. Speaking on which, y'all need to leave Michelle alone. I remember seeing the like memes about her because I didn't even see the performance. So yeah, last year when all those memes came out about Michelle, and I saw the part that y'all were like digging on her about, leave her alone. First off, Michelle's like this big. Let's be completely honest. She is so skinny. So skinny. So like, give her a break. Not only is she skinny, but she's also if anyone's going to make a mistake on that stage, it's always been Michelle. But Michelle is still like an amazing singer, an amazing performer, and she has been there for her girls. Like, she has supported Beyonce, she has supported Kelly. It just shows that, you know, she really is a queen. It's not like being a queen, to me, is not you just celebrating yourself and telling yourself how good and amazing you are and how your shit don't stink. No, being a queen is recognizing that there are people behind you that made you the person that you are, and, you know, just being humbled about the situation and giving those people the recognition that they deserve. Not just shouting out their name and being, thank you, Ron and Billy and Joseph. Is no, let Ron, Billy, and Joseph have their moment too. Because if it wasn't for them, you would not be in the position that you are now. She really did think about that and consider that, and that's why she gave everyone the stage. Again, it wasn't just her stage, it was everyone's stage, and that was amazing. I'm trying to think if there's anything negative for me to say, because I definitely sound one-sided, but at the same time, if something's really great and really amazing, it's really great and really amazing, and that's just all there is to it. Okay, the only negative thing I have to say is that one outfit when she had the hood. I felt like she didn't need the hood because it seemed like it was getting in her way so much and it was irritating her. That's literally the only negative thing I have to say. And that's not even negative, that's just me noticing that the hood was getting in the way of her beauty and her talent. That's literally it. But yeah, I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed the documentary too. And if still you've gotten to this point in my video and you still have not seen it, please watch it. Because I've noticed that a lot of the people having shit to say didn't even watch it, which is hilarious to me. And the ones that did watch it, watched like 15-20 minutes of it and were over it, or they were triggered by the fact that she, as a black woman, is recognizing that she's a black woman and putting black culture on a pedestal. Those are the people that I'm seeing really getting triggered online. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I may be doing more review stuff on like movies and everything else because I watch a lot of movies, a lot of shows. And again, I have this 45,000 major to put to use somewhere. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you all next time. Bye.